very bad feeling about it.
I got a bad feeling about this.
I have a bad feeling about this.
I've got a bad feeling about this.
I have a bad feeling about this.
I have a bad feeling about this.
I have a bad feeling about
I have a very bad feeling about this.
I've got a bad feeling about this. For what it's worth, I've got a good feeling about this.
Punch it, Chisel. Don't get too drunk. Talking to myself.
Yeah, good idea.
McClunky. Yeah. That's what I feel about the last episode.
That pretty much sums up that last episode. Yeah.
The re-edit? The re-edit.
Yes.
To make things happen better.
All right, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of I've Got a Bad Feeling About This. I'm your host, Chisel, and with me, as always, is Jonathan the Fallen.
What's up?
To start things off, I'd like to apologize to everybody for that train wreck of a show we had last time.
Was it really that bad?
It kind of was. It got so off the rails. It was not what I had envisioned.
Yeah, it was kind of like a Hoodcast episode. When
It was so bad. I mean, everybody was, everyone was pretty drunk except for me.
But look,
And-
I think we're allowed to have those kind of episodes.
Oh, yeah.
That's,
exactly.
it shows our versatility
Yeah.
a little bit,
Yeah, that was
and
the-
how we're human and we're not always great and on point.
No, and it was, that show was definitely a lot lighter and stuff, so
Yeah.
it was okay. It wasn't so bad.
It was supposed to be positive, but yet it went elsewheres.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We got, some of our stuff across, so it wasn't that bad.
I think you're your own worst critic, though.
I always am.
Other people listening are like, no, like that was
No,
pretty
I
interesting.
always am. I wanted, I told you before, I'm a little bit of a perfectionist, and I don't like failure, and
You have
so,
to be.
Yeah.
Like, that's why, I always say, whatever project you do, whatever you do it for yourself and not for anyone else.
Yeah, but sometimes it's hard.
Try to entertain yourself.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
So, like I said, it didn't go the way I wanted, but we got our point across. So
I think so. And that point was exactly.
we don't know what the point of it was. I did have a couple listeners message me, and they said, "Oh, hey, great show! But I can't wait for you to get back to the shit talking and everything."
Losers. Come on.
So they said, "Yeah, it was nice, but get back to where you just shit talk each other."
Yes.
I was like, "Definitely, we're gonna have to do that where we get everyone together,
Fucking Star Wars collectors and
And
their bullshit artists.
exactly,
Yeah.
and just kind of just talk shit." So it'll be a friendly one, but not so nice.
It is the Christmas season, so Not So Nice is a perfect example, man.
Exactly, dude. This is our Christmas special.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Tonight. Wow.
That's where we're at in the timeline, I think.
What'd you get me for Christmas, dude?
I can't tell you.
Oh.
Speaking of Christmas, I bought somebody something. Our last guest we had on here, I got him something for Christmas. Cobra Dad.
Oh, you did.
Yeah, and on the Hoodcast episode, he was bitching about it.
Oh, see, I don't remember. I was kind of drunk then, too.
So-
but I don't remember everything, even if I'm not drunk. So
he,
remind me.
we talked about, the whole thing where I, got the Chase figure before, and he got all upset
Oh,
about
yep,
it.
yep.
So he, now he's on a Transformer kick. And
Yes,
he's
he
like,
is.
dude, I need the multicolored one. And I was like, okay. So I was out at Ross, and I found it, and I sent him a
big
picture.
Rosscon items.
Exactly.
These $7 Transformers. Oh, my God. Now we're fighting over them.
So I sent him a picture. I said, look what I found. And I was like, I think I might keep this one for myself.
Absolutely.
And on the show, he was like, this motherfucker Chisel, he went and found this. He's like, so I had to bite my tongue and what? And I was like, son of a bitch, I was going to give you that shit for Christmas.
To be fair, it is the show of Hoodcast where
No, I know.
we go off the rails. We're 1,000% us, and we just want shit.
Yeah. So I seen him today, and he brought me a Transformer that I wanted. And he's like, Merry, what? Happy Christmas, whatever. And
I have to feel like it's kind of like the Kevin Smith movies. We hang out at not a liquor store. We hang out at a toy store or a comic shop. It's not a comic shop, but we hang out at the toy store sometimes. And I just missed Cobra today. I came to restock my cabinet, and we're shooting the shit. You're telling me stories. We're hanging out. You know. We just gotta like do more drinking and smoking blunts or whatever. We smoke the blunts. You smoke the blunts.
Yeah.
I don't smoke blunts no more. But
I never did.
yeah, don't start. It's
Yeah.
not that cool.
No, I don't think so. So
Who
yeah.
smokes the blunts? We smoke the blunts.
Yeah, so I seen him when I was like, motherfucker, you couldn't wait. I said, you had to say something. I was going to give you that shit for Christmas. So he got one. I was like, yeah, maybe I will. I'll just throw it in the store now. I'll get him something else.
You should give
He's
him
easy.
like ripped up package one. Like this is the only
Dude,
one they had.
You know what I should do? I
He's
should
gonna
give him.
open it anyways.
I should give him some opened Pokemon, just to fuck with him.
Dude, reseal the packs.
Yes, and put no
Dude.
hits in it. Make them all energy cards
And-
or something.
No, yeah, and put them from different series. So he goes, this is like a super class I don't know what Pokemon it is. Energon series. How do you have like 92 Energon Lightning series in
Dude,
this
I'll get
pack?
him some. I'll get him some of the bootleg ones from the Flea.
Yes,
The Pulga
Make him think
Pokemon.
like he hit hard.
Dude, that's it.
Dude,
The-
it's like the scratch off cards you
Yeah,
get
the fake
Christmas.
ones.
Yeah, I
The
still have
Pulga-
those.
Yeah,
if you
the
need 'em.
Pulga Pokemon. That's it.
Yes, let's do it.
Yes. Yeah. He don't listen to this show, so
No, he
fuck him.
doesn't.
Yeah.
No,
That's right. His show's tonight too.
it is.
Yeah,
I'm
maybe
sure
I'll-
it's going great.
Oh yeah, I'm sure. No, it hasn't started yet. We might have time to fuck with him.
He's going to be mad that we didn't even mention it in the show, but that's okay. You can listen to the last show where he mentions it constantly.
Oh yeah, constantly. Oh, the weekly habit
You like that? We're talking shit again, but about somebody you don't really know.
about one of our
So,
friends.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's how friends do it, dude. It is the holiday season, so
Yeah, and that's usually the time where everybody gets pissed off.
Sure.
It's supposed to be, a joyous time of year, and that's when everybody gets mad.
I'm pretty happy, but I'm just not working on
I only threatened to walk out at Thanksgiving once this year.
Only once.
Only once.
Only about to get in a fight with a family. But,
Yeah.
and it wasn't even politics related.
Oh, no. It was about cooking. They wouldn't leave me alone in the kitchen. So
Oh, my God. Don't tell me how to fucking cook the meal.
Exactly. About the fucking breadcrumbs on the macaroni and
Bro,
cheese.
they were mad at me, my wife's family, because I was going to make my own gravy from the drippings and I was going to do it a special way. And they're like, no, we have to have grandma's way. And I'm like, no, I'm doing it this way because it's different. And this is the first time I'm doing it. So, and you know what? My gravy, I put a little bit of maple syrup and a little bit of balsamic vinegar and they fucking loved it. They were like, I'm sorry. This is the best gravy I've ever had.
Yeah.
I'm
dude,
like, you motherfucker. You see?
I did something different this year. The main items we stick to a certain way. Everybody likes them a certain way. The stuffing is my grandma's recipe, but everybody loves it the way it is.
Everyone has a certain stuffing.
They're like, don't change it. Everybody is agreed. You don't change it. The mac and cheese I always make different.
I don't know. I disagree. There's a stuffing that I've been wanting to do, and I did it once, and it was so delicious. It was where the breadcrumbs weren't fully emulsified. They were kind of crunchy here and there.
Yeah.
And it was really good.
Oh, that's kind of how mine is. I go,
Okay.
and it's not.
Everyone does the fluffy stuffing that I'm done with it.
No.
I'm done with it. I want a little crunch.
Yeah, I do two of them. I stuff the bird, and I make a whole nother pan.
They say not to stuff the bird because you don't want to eat that. You don't know.
That is the best stuffing. I have to put that
I would think
aside
so too, dude.
because
Yeah.
then the part around that where you stuffed it that sticks out gets all crusty and everything, like you're talking about.
Yes.
We keep that separate. Like that's my stuffing.
You just want to make sure it's fully cooked.
Oh, it is. I make sure. So, never had a problem. Everyone loves it.
Use a roaster. It works better.
Yeah.
If you want it that way. But
Yeah. So like I said, I got mad because someone was questioning about the breadcrumbs on the macaroni and cheese. So
what?
I was
Pick it off.
No, because they're like,
Get
you
the
need to put
underside.
and I said, I did. I said I put half with breadcrumbs and half with extra cheese because I don't like the breadcrumbs.
You should just reach over and go, we don't allow your kind here.
Yeah. It was my wife. But this year I did do something different. I made a maple honey buttered cornbread. Oh
Wow.
no, a maple sweet potato honey buttered cornbread.
That's a lot of adjectives, dude. Are you sure
Dude,
you can handle that?
It was all gone.
Oh, I bet, dude. I would hate the shit out of that.
And I was
People
like,
say
holy
they
shit.
don't like
sweet potato.
Yes.
Yeah.
But they're delicious, dude. If you use them
I'm not like I don't like the candied yams with the marshmallow and all that stuff.
I eat it.
I
you know?
don't. But my brother sent me this thing he saw. He's like, "Hey, could you make this?" And I was like, "Yeah, whatever. I'll make that." And I made it, and it was all gone.
Dudes are really good at following directions, especially if you're in the toy group. You got to follow Lego directions and how to transform a transformer. I spent like 3 hours doing a bootleg Devastator last night. I was like, don't break it, fuck!
Yeah. But it came out really good. And then I tried some other things for the first time, and they came out pretty good too. I made like a feta, wrapped in phyllo dough with a hot honey.
Cool.
And stuff.
You'll have to do it a night
was really
before
good.
for a Friendsgiving and then do it again for your
I
family.
wanted to do a Friendsgiving, but and now I got my wife's birthday coming up in like 2 weeks. So I'm like, oh fuck, how are we gonna do this?
Yeah.
Plus-
your wife and my wife have pretty much the same birthday.
They do, and the thing is, we also do a yearly. We do a gingerbread build off, where everybody. I
Gingerbread
buy
is
the.
disgusting, but
Oh no, we make the
candy houses
houses
look great.
and
you got to build the Home Alone house.
We team up, and sometimes we'll draw teams, and other times it'll be couples. So, I am undefeated in
I see
gingerbread
what you
house.
do. You switch couples.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Build a fucking house.
Yeah.
And then also leave your keys.
Yeah,
To the house.
we do this with my kids.
Oh. Gross, dude. No.
So, yeah, I don't compete every year because the kids get mad because I've won every year that I've done it.
You're too good, man.
So I just be, I help out. I just kind of bounce around and anyone
You
needs
tell
help with
people what
something.
they should be doing.
Exactly.
You know?
Hey,
like
why
how
don't
to
you
keep
do this?
the structure up.
Hey, why don't you do this?
Here's how you build a house and then eventually fall through it and break your back.
Oh, my kids did that one year. They took a rock and threw it through the gingerbread house and then put dinosaurs all over it. And that was their thing. Another year, Santa was shot dead in the front yard.
Oh, that's cool.
With blood coming out of his head. Yeah, one year, someone did a log cabin with pretzels and.
Oh, that sounds way more delicious.
Yeah. Then one year we did like
Santa,
somebody did
Abraham
like
Lincoln.
somebody did like a tiki hut looking one, on the beach and everything. We get kind of
Okay.
we get all into it.
Wow.
So
That sounds a lot of fun, man.
yeah, I was thinking maybe expanding it this year. If we could get everyone together to do it, it might be kind of fun. So
Yeah.
we'll see. I've just been having trouble finding the pre-built gingerbreads. It's easier that way. So then you just decorate it.
You just buy them pre-hand because no one's really gonna, or like after the fact, or because you'll see them at Target. Like,
Well, I haven't all the ones I've seen are the ones you have to put together yourself. They're not the pre-assembled ones.
yeah, I think they have them at Michael's and
So they
sometimes at
used to have
Target.
them at Walmart all the time.
Yes,
and
they
every
did.
time I've been to Walmart, I haven't seen them. They've had the little ones, but not the regular full size
The big
ones.
ones, like
Go
to
So-
Marshall's or not. Yeah, sometimes
Michael's?
Michael's, yeah,
Yeah, I've been in.
And then go there after the fact, and like no one's gonna eat the gingerbread.
Oh no,
You
no.
know?
We let them. We put. We take pictures and we post it on Facebook.
And candy stays good
and we
forever, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And then we just let people vote on it on Facebook, and the person with the most votes wins. So.
So what are we doing today? Tonight.
All right, today we're gonna talk about a scandal in the vintage Star Wars.
Dude, another
community.
scandal?
Another scandal.
There can't be another scandal. You're fucking
This is
crazy.
like in one of the original scandals. This is going back
OG.
about 12 years now.
Oh, that's not that long ago in a far,
No.
far galaxy
No.
away.
No, it was 2013, I think.
Okay, that's not that long ago.
No, not overall. It's not that long ago.
Like, I think I was like on my second girlfriend at that time. No.
Yeah.
I think I had proposed to my third girlfriend at that time.
All
like,
right.
and then nothing worked out. Yeah.
Yeah. I think my kids were in high school or something like that then. So, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, well, look,
About
I
to
lived a
start.
rockin' life, man.
Okay. So back then, and this didn't even happen in the United States. This happened in Europe. It happened in the UK.
Oh, fuck them.
Yeah. So,
But still, they branched out and they screwed us over somehow.
Exactly.
Obviously. And we went to war and then we won. Right?
Exactly. Fuck them.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, this guy, his name was Anthony. Ekowitz, I think, was his name.
Antony or
Antony.
Antony.
Yeah.
Fuck him.
Antoni.
Not really.
Antony.
I don't know.
Antony, whatever. So, he's referred to as Toy Tony.
Toy Tony. Okay.
Yes. So, what this guy did was he bought a bunch of Star Wars card backs and bubbles when the Palitoy factory was closing.
Cue me in on Palitoy here.
So, in the United States, we have Kenner.
Yes.
And in the UK, they had Palitoy.
Oh, okay.
It was who was making the figures. They were fully licensed, all that stuff.
They're the factory, also licensor in the UK.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So Kenner had no jurisdiction over there, so it was a different company doing it.
Well, no, it was.
Or
so like everything that they got was exactly the same as the Kenner stuff. So nothing was different. It was just the company that was making it.
But did they have
over
like?
there.
So, were they just putting it together over there, or was like Mexico making them, Hong Kong was making them?
They were. I want to say they were being made,
assembling them at least, or
they were putting the cards together there. Just like, here we have some that were made in Mexico but assembled in the United States.
They're the company going like, we need Palitoy logo on this, and we need
so when you got the card there, it was the exact same as a Kenner card, but it would say Palitoy on it.
Are Palitoys worth any more or less?
A little bit.
Kenner?
Like they did have some things, like their Death Star playset was a full cardboard playset that was like, it looked like half of a basketball. It was made of cardboard.
It was round.
It was round. Yeah.
Wow, that's
and
cool.
It is. It's really cool. It's something we didn't get.
No,
but they
why didn't
got.
we get a round one?
I have no idea. But it was made out of cardboard.
Still.
Their X-wings were a little different on the back of them. There was just a sticker instead of the molded details on the back of the body. Subtle differences and shit like that.
Yeah.
So this guy, when the Palitoy factory was closing, he bought up all the overstock.
Smart fellow.
So it was something like 15,000 card backs and bubbles and stuff like that.
And it's not honestly, like when the factory is closing, that's not that much. They put out everything that they could.
Oh yeah.
And like
we would get that stuff in like KB back in the day. They took the figures and they put them in the 2-packs.
Shit they had like carded up, I'm sure they sold them in pallets off to like discount stores to get rid of them. But all the card backs and bubbles and shit like that, what are you going to do with?
Exactly. What are you going to do?
Lowest bidder, and there's probably no bidders. Nobody cared at that time.
Yeah, at that time it was,
especially Palitoy, especially the UK.
Yeah, fuck those guys. So, anyways, he bought up this whole stock of them, and what he was doing was he was going on eBay and buying loose figures.
This is like after the fact, though. This is years later. And he just was sitting on this stuff.
Yeah, so he
probably had other businesses that he was doing.
He was a long time like seller on eBay and stuff like that, like since the beginning.
Yes.
And
so was I, man. Like, I mean, my account that I have right now is from 2009.
Yeah.
But I lost the credentials to my old account, which was way before that when eBay first started.
Yeah, my first one was like 99 or something like that. So what he was doing was he was going online and he was buying the loose figures that were in mint condition. And then he was taking them and he was using the card backs and the bubbles and putting and assembling his own mint on card figures.
When he finally got that, did he always have the idea to do this? Or did he finally just realize like, oh, I could do this now?
I think that was the plan all along he did it. Because it happened because somebody made an offhanded comment about it. It's, he's been doing this. And people are like, what? And they're like, I thought this was common knowledge. And they're like,
wait,
no,
this is what he said after someone challenged the idea that his shit is not real.
No, this is how like the whole thing started. It was on one of the UK boards. Then somebody said, oh yeah, he's been taking, loose figures and putting them on the cards for a while. And somebody's like, I didn't know that. And
it wasn't like Rebel Scum or nothing like that.
No, I think it was Star Wars fuck.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, I think so.
That's the UK one. Yeah.
The SW fuck.
Yeah.
So, like I said, somebody just made an offhand comment, and then somebody else started looking into it, and contacted another person. It became a whole big thing. So, like I said, he was buying the figures online. and then assembling his own mint on card figures.
I mean, dude, that sounds pretty cool, man. Like, I mean, I get that it ruins the kind of Star Wars community, and also the fact that he says, well, I thought you should have known, you know, like, but still, come on.
So one of the things to
We
look
know.
for on Star Wars figures, when you check like the bubbles, the way they're pressed on there, they've got like this crosshatch, you know, waffle pattern
Yes.
on there. So that's always been a way to tell if, you know, if it's
How
an
do they
authentic
make
bubble.
that? Is that the way the glue prints on there?
So the way they press them on there, it's a heat press.
oh, okay.
So
yeah.
they would do like 2 at a time. I watched a video on how they do it. They put the figure in the bubble and they put the
It's
bubble.
one of those 1970s news commercials where it's like, Star Wars is in full swing, and you can see Star Wars figures being pressed out by the millions because the fans can't get enough.
Yeah.
Back to you, Ken.
So they would put the bubbles down in this thing and they would put the card back on top, and it had like some, you know, alignment pins and stuff like that to make the card sit
Sure.
in there. And then they would close the lid and press it, you know, like a heat press, like you're doing t-shirts or something like that. And that's what pressed the bubble onto the card back. So when you did it that way, you also got like an indentation on the back of the card.
Okay, yeah.
So when he was doing it, you didn't have the same indentation on the back of the card from the press. You also didn't have the crosshatch, you know, on the bubble.
And it took
So-
people like a little while to figure this out.
Exactly. People started looking and they're like, wait a minute, this doesn't line up.
Was he selling them on eBay for like they're real?
Yes.
Because they are the
Exactly.
real figure. They are the real cards. They're just pressed later in
Exactly.
life.
Exactly.
They're just
so,
pieced together later in life.
So that's
So
what
technically they are real.
that's the thing is that yes, they're real and made with real parts from the factory.
Wow.
So that's where
That's crazy.
That's where the whole thing came from. It's like, well, wait, these are real figures.
So what does it matter when they were pressed? Well, Star Wars fans give a fuck who collect. Of course they do, because it's
Of
not
course.
originally.
It was not made in the proper factory, put together by, you know, the
And
right
also,
person.
this is
all
not the
that shit.
figure that exactly came in this card.
No.
Because you're buying them from a secondary market. So I understand that. That's a big no-no.
Yeah.
That right there.
So
even
that-
though they're pristine, yeah.
Exactly. So, and people started questioning, like, dude, why does this guy have such a huge supply of mint on card figures?
Because he's dope as fuck, dude.
They didn't know. They're like, this guy's been selling for a long time. So, man, he just has an endless supply of these figures.
Is this Eddie Money? Does he have all the Star Wars figures? I know he's a big Star Wars collector.
So, like I said, and then some people started digging into it, and then they were able, you know how Star Wars fans get. They
He's got 2 tickets to Tatooine, man.
They started like looking at, and they figured out, okay, it's only on these cards that were made in Germany and these Palitoy ones, and we're able to narrow it down to which specific ones.
Of course, leave it to Star Wars collectors and how huge that community is to have some internet sleuths to figure this all shit out, get together and go, look, this is that, without, you know, Star Wars fans bad-mouthing each other and go, no, you're fucking wrong, you're a fucking idiot, I'm not talking to you again.
Yes.
And then, like, there's excommunication, they would never figure it out. But at this time, they're talking together. They're figuring it out.
Everybody's figuring it out. And one thing that people were getting upset about is some of these figures were being graded by AFA.
Oh, no. And
Yeah.
they did not know at
And
the
they
time.
did not notice it.
Wow.
They were grading them as if they were real figures. And people, you know, that to some people that don't like grading, that's something they bring up all the time. It's like, well, you're grading known fakes.
So how do you, like, as a grading company, you can't go back and go, well, because a customer owns this now, I can't go back and regrade that.
Exactly.
It's already out there.
One of the things that when you get stuff graded, they will actually put in there that they cannot guarantee the authenticity of something. It's like, but isn't that the point of
That's
grading?
the point of it.
I mean, I've seen lots of examples where they've graded repro accessories with a figure.
But maybe now they just grade the figure. They don't grade the authenticity, or they have to, right?
You would think they would.
But they don't have to logistically.
Now they're telling you, oh, well, we can't grade this figure because this isn't the correct weapon for this figure. But there was a time when they would just grade it. If, you sent in a Boba Fett and you sent it with a blue Imperial blaster, they would grade it.
Obviously, the early
but that's
days,
not the right one.
The early days as a starting company, they're going to grade anything.
Yes.
They're going to grade anything and everything just to grade it to get their company out there. So,
yeah.
And apparently that worked because everyone was stupid at that time. We didn't have enough knowledge. The internet wasn't super powerful.
Exactly. That's one of the things is that people back then, they didn't know. And when you've got this company, I mean, AFA is the action figure authority.
Hold on. Let's talk to Gen Z. Look, guys, we didn't have cell phones at the time. This is every documentary you watch now. We didn't have the internet. We didn't have cell phones at the time.
We didn't know shit. So that's something that people bring up is like, dude, they graded fakes. And what do you do at that point? What do you do if you have one of these?
But you sell it off like it's real and get rid of it so it's not your bad deed.
So in some groups, these figures are banned from being sold, even if you say what it is. If you say this is a Toy Tony, they won't let you sell them.
No Toy Tonys.
And there are some...
Like, fuck you.
Yeah.
What if you open the package and go, it's a different figure?
Yeah.
It's
it doesn't matter.
It's Algonquin for the good land.
There are some, like I said, there are some people that just want nothing to do with it, but then there are also the people that are like, hey, I think that's kind of cool. There's a history.
It's
there's
a history
story.
To it. Absolutely.
I want one.
Yes.
They're like, I just want one. It's got an interesting story.
Star Wars collecting has a huge history, and it will go on because of this podcast and other podcasts and other histories, other books that have been written, other communities, and even though we talk shit about the IC, they all know it, so this shit's gonna go on forever, and that's gonna be a small mark in history, the early days of Star Wars collecting.
Exactly.
And it's gonna keep going on. It's gonna be like the new Bitcoin, dude. Like Star Wars original figures, because there's only so many made, just like there's only so many Bitcoin made, are going to be the original ones. And how do you tell if the original ones? We're going to know. We're going to know.
Yeah.
And then some of it's going to be, you have to like put it in front of a council and argue with it. It's going to be like the whole Jewish religion, You just have to argue about it and figure it out. But it's still worth something. It's just we don't know if it's original. It's still worth something.
Yeah, hey. It's always going to have some value. And the thing is, if he had done that, those unused cards would have been worth more.
Oh yeah.
Than putting figures on it. You wouldn't have had to put that extra expense out there to purchase the figures. You could have just sold unused cards.
Yeah. People
would have paid more for those.
No, but they would have shit-talked those too.
I don't think so. I don't think those.
Not at the time, but later, yes.
Because somebody found the paperwork for the sale.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So it was,
right.
I mean, you could actually see like who the stuff was sold to. There was a whole list of
then
everything.
It should be fine that they were pressed on cards later in life. Later that we all know.
So like
they should still be cool.
There is, a paper trail saying this stuff was legit. But then at some point, he ran out of bubbles.
Okay,
and then started using repro bubbles.
That's where your downfall is.
Yeah.
It's not the original plastic. Who gives a fuck about the plastic? Come on.
So, like I said, if he would have just kept the card backs, you could have sold those. Like, especially now, that stuff would have been worth way more than a carded figure.
Yeah.
People want... people buy proof cards and all that kind of stuff. To have an
the original 5 figures card thing that they gave out for Christmas because you couldn't get the figures, the cardboard thing.
Yeah, the early bird.
Yeah, and they redid it, but still, like, that's the original card. It's just fucking cardboard.
Exactly. It is a flat piece of cardboard, yes.
That's the original Star Wars thing.
Yeah, and then when you got the figures, they weren't even on a card. They were in baggies in a tray.
Right. But the original was the cardboard.
Yeah.
And that's worth a lot of money.
Exactly.
Just for the cardboard.
Yeah. And like I said, if you would have just kept those cards unused, they would have been, I think they would have been worth a lot more.
You could have got cardboard if you backed the Ranker, man.
Oh.
You could have got a lot of cardboard.
Exactly.
And you didn't do it.
Hey,
No. I didn't do it. You backed it.
I did back it. I think you guys killed it on your podcast. You guys told everybody, don't back the Rancor.
We didn't. We helped kill it.
Okay, I kind of hold you guys responsible for that.
Sure.
I really wanted that
thing. It was a
thing.
shitty figure. I loved the Rancor.
Yeah, but I really wanted it. I don't care. Not everything's perfect. We would have got
True, I would have wanted it.
yeah.
I actually would have backed it, but I knew it wasn't going to be back, so I have to
You have to
Get
stick
on-
to your guns. And
I
be
gotta
like,
get on
yeah.
that train, like the Indian train where like dudes are hanging off the side and
off
on
the
the
side
top, and
yeah.
I'm on there, dude. That's where everyone's going. I don't, I'm not gonna go against the grain.
I don't know if the cardboard was the worst thing or the patches for the Rattler.
Yeah, they
You know,
do a lot of
I don't know.
stupid shit, Hasbro.
They do.
They're
If you go back 2 or 3 episodes, we talk all about their stupidity. Yeah.
if I could quote Napoleon Dynamite. My lips are chapped. They hurt real bad from sucking Hasbro dick. I still buy it, man. All them fucking Roscon, fucking Holocom shit. I'm getting it, dude.
I only got the Axe Woves.
Yeah, that's all I had.
Yeah, if I wanted Darth Maul because I collect Darth Maul
Darth
stuff.
Maul was on sale at Target.
I know.
I
but
still
I'll
didn't
wait.
pick it up.
I didn't. I'm
Yeah,
gonna wait.
I was like, nah, I'll wait. It'll be
Yeah.
at Ross.
Nobody's
buying it.
Yeah.
And I have almost all the holocoms. I like them. It's
Yeah,
stupid, but
I wanted the Axe Woves only because it was,
He
a
sucks.
few bucks.
he's terrible. He's
So-
a dumb character.
I don't care about the.
I think it's the
I'll put
actor, though.
I'll put the helmet on
And
him.
the writing. Yeah, well, yeah. You have
Put the helmet on him. He's just another Mandalorian.
Right. Yeah, yeah. but
Doesn't
he's-
really
He's
matter.
a shitty one, though.
Oh yeah. Like I said, I only want the Darth Maul. I don't care about the rest. But
Yeah, well, we know what Toy Tony did back then. What is he up to now?
not really sure. He denied everything. He was like, "Oh, this
Bad
is all
move.
made up."
Bad
and-
move. People
but-
should never deny. They should at least say, "Hey, look, there might be some things here." Like you don't have to admit to everything, but just save
a
face,
little bit,
man.
yeah. So, like I said, people were digging into it, finding old eBay photos and stuff like that, and saying, "Hey, look, these are all the same."
Yeah.
I guess there were some marks on some of the cards, so that maybe that's why they had been rejected and they were sitting around or something. So he completely denied it, but there was just a ton of evidence. He said, "Oh, I did buy this stuff. I did buy it."
What
but
year was it when he denied everything?
2013, 2014
Is when he denied.
is when he was denying it.
Yeah, it makes sense. Like everyone was denying everything. It was the
Yeah.
cool thing to do back
And
then.
he'd been around forever. He was a known toy guy. He had
Well,
bought,
because he had all the cool shit.
yeah,
He was
been
buying
buying
everything.
huge collections for a long time and stuff. So people knew who he was. And
What
he said,
sucks is if you hate that idea, he has all these pristine figures on card that he sold to people, and now all those pristine figures are kind of gone unless people opened them and said "fuck it," which I don't think they did. People still hold those figures in their collection.
I think so.
as place fillers.
I know there was one guy who had a bunch in his collection, and he was like, "Hey, what do I do with these now?" And there's still some value to it because it is, like you said, it is original card.
Like, how many do you think like Rick Springfield, like he's one of the most famous Star Wars collectors, like for
Yeah.
normal people,
So I don't know because
how many he has in his collection that he don't know. I'm sure he knows, but
I don't know because not everybody, like I have 0 Palitoy stuff in my collection. I don't care. So I don't have any of that in my collection. I have some tri-logos and stuff like that, and I have some other
I
stuff.
don't think wouldn't collect the UK
But
shit.
there are
It's
some
not,
people that's what they want. They want that stuff. I mean, there are some people that only collect, like the Hungarian bootlegs and
How do we know that didn't
unlicensed
happen in the United
stuff.
States?
Because they were able to trace back exactly what he bought, and it was only UK stuff.
No, I know,
So-
but I'm not saying he did it, but
No,
maybe
anybody else,
Yeah.
I don't know, because really, I think what they were doing at the end is figures that weren't sold. They were shipping them off in barrels. It's like they get them in
bet
big
cards,
and
all
no,
kinds
they
of shit.
they were loose figures and they were being sent. And this came up in another group recently. Somebody posted a picture of their 2-pack that they had. They were Star Wars cards. They said Return of the Jedi on them, and they came with 2 figures. And sometimes they came with weapons, and sometimes they didn't. And it was just a random.
So it's a shit show.
It was just a random 2 figures. So you could get a Princess Leia, the white one, like from A New Hope, and a Gamorrean guard on the same card.
Wow.
And the Gamorrean might have its axe, and the Princess Leia came with nothing. So somebody was like, oh, no, that's fake. And we're like, no, that was real. This is what they did at the end of the line. All their overstock that wasn't on cards, all the figures they had, they put in these 2 packs.
So this is like also the reason why you get a lot of collectors hating on each other and arguing a ton is misprints and fucking all kinds of shit like that. Miscarded shit.
Yes, in one of the Star Wars groups we had, a big thing this week is people in there. This group is like the most misinformed group ever. A guy was saying, oh, that 2-pack is fake. We're like, no, that's not. It's not fake. It's real. These people have no idea. These are the same people that swear up and down that they had rocket firing fets.
Charlie, you got to listen to the clergy. What we say over here is the gospel. And if you don't subscribe to our gospel, then you are out. Excommunicated, sir.
Yeah, but these are people that aren't big in the community. These are just people that join a Facebook group, and there's always 1 or 2 guys that think they know everything, and they don't know shit.
They know something.
They're constantly commenting on.
Look, I think they do know. I think that they do know, but they're keeping what they do own as the gospel, as that this is the Holy Grail. It's like a religion, dude. It's like a cult. It's just much like identity politics, dude. It's like if you don't subscribe to this, you're out.
Nah, this one's a little different. Like this guy the other day, he's posting a picture of his rocket firing Fett.
Cool, I have one too.
But the one he's posting, it's not like a repro, but they were customs made by a guy, and they're on the card, and everybody knows, oh yeah, that's the guy making it was Mark Poon. They're like, that was a Mark. They're like, that's a Poon custom. And everybody was telling him, he's all, no, this is real. I got this from my dad worked with George Lucas, and this was given to him. It's like, dude, no. Yeah. We all know that's not true. And it's like, we know that these were made, I want to say, in the late 90s or something like that. They're not. It wasn't real. It was.
Yeah, you can't sell us that poontang.
Yeah,
dude, we know it's sour.
And this guy is trying, and he's constantly posting new stuff, trying to say it's vintage. And we're like, dude, this is not vintage. Those are
And also, where are you getting all this shit constantly?
You can like that kind of stuff, dude. You go on eBay, and there is a ton of repro.
Yes,
you see it all the time, customs and that kind of stuff, and people blatantly selling fakes as real.
Oh, absolutely,
all the time,
dude. Like that's what. Look, okay, all the action figure community groups. There's a ton of people doing scams. Tons.
Oh, yeah.
And in Star Wars groups, I have to believe it's super huge, and they get excommunicated real quick because people figure it out. Like you're a scammer, boom. So on eBay and everywhere else, they're allowed to scam there.
Yeah,
because eBay don't give a fuck.
No, there's one guy. When you see, everybody knows who he is just by his pictures. He'll take a picture of a weapon, like with some tweezers, holding it up against the sky. He's known as Snake River Man.
That's pretty cool. Oh, dude, he's a snake salesman.
Yeah,
snake oil salesman.
And everybody
that's
is
awesome.
like, everybody knows just by his picture. Oh yeah, that's fake, and don't deal with him. But there's the people that don't care, or they want to get over. They buy from him. I mean, the guy's been around a while, so
look, I've gotten over on a lot of action figure fans here and there. I don't do it anymore. I've never done it with Star Wars. Maybe wrestling, but wrestling is not.
But
that
it's
huge.
different. It's not the same.
People are okay with that shit in wrestling.
People are okay with that shit in Ninja Turtles collecting too. I've been told the Ninja Turtle weapons, because a lot of them are the same.
They are. You can't tell the difference.
And
there's no way.
It's no big deal. Like you can't tell. Oh, this one was made in this factory, and this one, it's just not there.
You can't tell me the difference from like the 1990 release or 1990. I think it was like 95. They re-released them from the early 89, 88 release.
Yeah.
Like weapons, they're the same.
And it's
they did
not
the same
it's
fucking
not a
mold,
big
same
deal.
plastic.
It's
You
not a
can't
big
tell.
deal. And it's also made by the same company.
And everyone
so-
has those stupid hook weapons that I'm not sure what they're for.
Yeah, I don't even remember what those are called. But yes, why would you even?
I don't know. I always had Casey Jones, like, and I'd tie a string from my bunk bed to the desk, and then he would use that as like a hang glider thing. That
A zip line?
Zip line on a string. I didn't know what it was for. I remember, like, I learned what the weapon was, and I seen it in Chinatown, and I bought it eventually, and then, yeah, it was.
Didn't you ever see The Golden Child?
Yeah, I want the knife.
No, before that, when he Tommy Tong.
Brother Noomsy.
No, when Tommy Tong has at the Chinese restaurant.
Oh.
When Eddie Murphy goes in there, he pulls out a set of
Yeah.
those.
Oh, shit,
And
he
then-
does.
Yes, and then when he goes in the alley, Sardo Noomspa takes it and hits him in the face with it.
Shit. I forget that, man. And I
Yeah.
think even so no, it's not the same weapon. Big Trouble in Little China, the one dude from the rival gang pulls out two of them. No. It's the is it like the lightning user dude and he lets down his long. No, not the lightning guy from Big Trouble in Little China. The other dude with the long hair. He pulls out two of those.
No, he pulls out. Those are kukri blades.
Those are different. Yeah, they have more shit.
They're
on them.
they look like a boomerang.
Similar.
No, they're the one that look like a boomerang that are kind of curved.
No, not the boomerang. Then maybe it's like the.
He pulls out. They look like back scratchers. These big claws.
Oh no, okay, not the big claws. Maybe I'm thinking of like
The
not,
guy with the spinny forks on his hand.
what is the gang fight with the Kung Laos and Ling Kueis? No, that's Mortal Kombat. Whatever.
The
Sing
Wing Chun.
dings, sing dings. No, that's what Jack Burton
The
says.
Chang sings.
Chang sings.
And the Wing Chun.
May the wings of feather, wings of an eagle.
May the
never-
wings of liberty never lose a feather.
Fuck. Okay. All right. Yeah. Where's my truck? God damn it. Look, no, but one guy pulls out like kind of similar to those weapons, but it has more knives on it, and it looks very familiar.
I'm trying to remember.
And it has that one Asian dude who's.
I know
got
exact- the thing
he's
is,
got
I
the
know-
hatchets,
I know who
and
you're
he's
talking
in every
about.
Asian martial arts movie ever.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. He's got a skullet.
Yes.
Yes.
That
I
dude's
know exactly
awesome.
who you're talking about.
Yeah,
I
he's
don't
great.
remember his name, but yes.
I feel pretty good now.
Yeah.
I feel like I can take on anything. That's a great movie that, like,
That is my favorite non-Star Wars movie.
they have made figures of that, but not articulated figures of it. Of course, there's Super 7, fucking those shitty little
The reaction ones.
ones.
I
yeah.
have a Lopan one.
That's cool. You know,
Yeah.
like, whatever. They're cool
I
to
wish
collect,
I
but
wish we had some good
NECA versions or something.
NECA would be great.
NECA's fucking up recently, so I
Oh
don't-
yeah, they're a disaster right
they're
now.
sending. I think I might order from them just so I get the wrong shit
Yeah.
that someone else got. Because that's what they're doing. They're sending everything to everyone else.
Oh
But,
yeah. Sending these huge boxes out and
yeah. Maybe I'll get one of those $5,000 worth of value boxes that's full of wingdings and singdings.
yeah.
Which is the Ninja Turtles ones.
Yeah, I saw a thing about that the other day. Get like a $500 box for, $25 or some bullshit
It's
like that.
$129, which
Yeah.
is kind of worth it if you're a reseller. But then none of that shit sells.
That's why it's been sitting, because they don't let it sit in the store. They take it back.
So I counted it up, and you get like, I think close to like 15 items, I think. So if you $30 each, it adds up to like maybe $500 worth of shit plus
Yeah.
tax if you add the tax in. So I would say it's about $350 worth of shit
Yeah.
if it's actually $30 each. But
Okay.
none of that shit sells. You tell me, like, if I order a horror pack and they send me all the Rob Zombie Munster
Yeah.
shit, you telling me I'm gonna be able to sell those? No, I
No.
can't sell those for
No.
$5.
No, not at all.
No. So yeah, it's a bad deal. And also with the Ninja Turtle set, bad deal too, because you're gonna get all the Genghis frogs and shit. Like none of that shit's gonna sell.
Yeah. You know, not that long ago, I was headed to a toy show that I was doing, and I got off the freeway and I made a wrong turn. I was like, oh shit! All right, so
This is where the fun begins.
I start driving, and I pull in. I'm like, okay, I got to turn around here. I pull into this place, and I'm looking around. I'm like, what the fuck? I have never been here before, but I know this place. And I'm looking around. I'm like, how the fuck do I know this place? I'm like, dude, I've never been down this road in my life. I've worked at the airport and everything, but I've never, ever gone down this road. And I'm looking around, and I'm like, oh, shit. Now I know where I'm at. It was a produce market from Big Trouble in Little
No
China.
shit! Oh
Yeah.
my god!
I pulled in there on accident, and I was like,
There's like chickens flying and
I'm
like in crates.
no, it's
and
closed
shit.
down now.
Oh.
But I'm like, how the fuck do I know this place?
You heard the music and you heard the.
It took me a minute, and I was like, oh shit! So I took a couple pictures real quick, and then I turned around and got back to where I was going.
China in the hot, Charlie.
You know, as a kid, I loved going to Chinatown.
Oh,
I still do.
I still do.
I still do. I had,
Dude,
I
I
had
went
my
there
certain
during COVID and I wasn't afraid.
Oh
okay?
yeah, so did I.
Yeah.
I love going to Chinatown. I used to go there and buy fireworks and stuff. And
Oh yeah, I bought switchblades.
Oh, I had so many butterfly knives.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Jinx.
Yeah.
You owe me a Coke.
M1000s, M80s, all that stuff. I had.
All
I
you
had
have to
certain
do is
shops.
ask, and then like they go, "Oh, what about this?" What, and they show you the fake shit, and they're like, "No, I need the real stuff." You have to keep asking them, and then like a lady will come out and take you.
Yeah.
You
So one time I'm looking, and they had like the little keychain butterfly knives, and I'm playing with it, and she goes, "Oh, you know how to use?" And I said, "Yeah." She goes, "Come over here," and takes me to
Because they
like,
have
the
the
back.
practice ones with the blunt blades there.
Yeah, and then she showed me, and I was like, "Oh yeah, I need that one right there."
They sell them legally now. Like they're just display pieces.
Well,
It's-
yeah, there's certain rules to it and stuff.
Yeah.
You can own it. You're not allowed to carry it, and
Right.
if you put it in your car, you have to put it in the trunk.
which is dumb, dude. It's
Yeah.
a knife.
Exactly.
It's a knife. And like, is a butterfly knife really that quick action? You have to learn how to use it.
Exactly.
You know, flop,
It
flop,
is-
flop, flop. And
it's
really, it's a
not
display
as
art
fast.
form.
Yeah.
It's an art form. It's not like a
It's-
switchblade where. Flop.
Yeah, I mean, you can open. You know, if a knife has a thumb
Dude,
screw on it,
yeah.
you can open that
Dude,
way
people's
faster.
Gerbers are way faster with the spring.
Yeah.
Like, thumb action is way
So,
faster than any switchblade ever.
There's a way. This is what people used to do back in the day. If you took, and I've done this, in school, you take the eraser off your pencil and you put it on the blade close to the bottom of the blade of the folder, and you close it, and it doesn't close the knife all the way.
So it's got that rounded edge that will flip
So
open.
the point would stick out a little bit, and when you put it in your pocket, you put it in your pocket that way with the point facing up.
Yeah.
So when you reached into your pocket and you pulled the knife out, the point would catch on the inside of your pocket, and when you pulled the knife out, it would automatically open up.
Dude, where were you when you needed to stab someone that fast in grade school? That's my question.
It was in high school.
Oh, okay. Well, still, I was taking erasers and putting them in the school doors so that when they would close and lock for recess, I could just open up the door and go in and steal everyone's magic cards and shit, and whatever they brought for show and tell. It'd be all mine.
Are you the fucker that stole my lunch that time?
No, I didn't do it in high school, dude.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Maybe.
Yeah, I don't know.
Those doors were commonly left unlocked in high school, so maybe.
So, I know this was a little short episode, but I think we kind of covered everything.
Yeah, I think we rocked it, man.
Yeah.
We learned a lot. We learned a lot what not to do and also what to do better. If you come into like an acquisition of some old ass cards, just make it secretive, man.
Yeah.
More secretive because people are going to figure it out eventually. It's the internet age. In that internet age, I think it's going to go away to a point.
I don't know.
Well, you're going to not know what to believe.
Well, that is true. I think at some point there's going to be so much research done on shit like this because, like I said, people get crazy about this shit. They'll be like, "Oh wait, no, this is wrong because it's got a nick right here, or this has a dent, and I can prove where it came from now." And
Right, but it's going to be millions of people arguing. And also, if you want to be a part of history, hey, if you can buy history, that means you can change history. I think that's what we learned.
In the name of the Galactic Senate of the Republic, you're under arrest, Chancellor.
And I will strike down upon thee with great vengeance and furious anger those who attempt to poison and destroy my brothers. And you will know my name is the Lord when I lay my vengeance upon thee.
Fear is the path to the dark side. Fear leads to anger. Anger leads to hate. Hate leads to suffering.